Hello again, old school metal vinyl fellow fanatics. Welcome back to the channel for yet another load of records, which are about to leave my flat because I sold them, and just like that, I will never be able to listen to them again. My life is gonna suck for the next 20 years or so. That's pretty much the time I'm left with on this miserable planet. Just joking, of course. And I decided to sell them because, the band we're gonna discuss today is one of those bands which, after 3 decades, I still haven't been able to wrap my hand around. I really don't know if I like them or not. Talking about Cancer from the UK, it's one of those bands which been following since the very beginning. I bought To the Gory End shortly after its release, must have been 1992, I believe. There's still that price tag in, I believe, Yugoslavian currency, because this was bought in back then Yugoslavia, nowadays Slovenia, in a store not too far away from where I live. What to say, To the Gory End. Props to them for tributing Dawn of the Dead by Romero in the cover artwork. That's pretty much the thing I like about this record, but there isn't really much else to be said. I mean, I'm probably too strict here. It does have its moments, let's put it like this. It does have its moments, but it also contains some pretty miserable and laughable songs like Die Die. I swear I laugh my ass off whenever I hear that incredibly silly chorus, refrain, sorry, and then To the Gory End, the title track itself is sort of like cringy. It's as a whole, this album just doesn't do it for me. I mean, it's a product of its time. It's probably not the worst thing ever, but not even something that I would bother listening to if I'm in the mood for some death metal. It's one of those generic bands. Why would you listen to Cancer when you can listen to the likes of Early Design, Morbid Angel, Carcass, Entombed, Death, you name it, that was popular back in the day? I mean, yeah, of course I do understand, like, the most dedicated vinyl, the death metal vinyl fanatics will want to have this in their collection. Totally fine. I mean, I myself was one such person until not too much time ago, so who am I to decide, really? But fact is, to me, this album is kind of generic. I would rank it as a 5 out of 10. Not exactly one record that I will miss in my having in my collection. Next up, Death Shall Rise. Now, this was a slight improvement of the debut album. It's still a pretty generic record, but the songwriting is definitely stronger than in the previous one. My main complaint with this album is that it was recorded at Morrisound Studios in the US and produced by Scott Burns, which makes it absolutely impossible to distinguish from the plethora of albums, similar albums that were released back in the day. Like, you could play this album, you could play Disincarnate, you can play Suffocation, they all sound absolutely the same. And then again, the question comes, why would you choose to listen to Cancer when the real deal is out there, and it's much better? Yeah, I mean, I really want to say something positive about this record. It's fairly decent for what it is. It's very influenced by death, early death, consider them spiritual healing, leprosy era, but other than that, I really wouldn't be able to recommend it to anyone. Pretty cool cover artwork. No, not so cool, actually. It's absolutely abysmal. Whoever drew this, please go back to drawing academia or whatever, because this is absolutely terrible. Who are you? Junior Tolmin, Tom Zinn? Can't really read your signature there, but this is absolutely terrible. There is one album by Cancer which I absolutely love, and that's the following one, The Sins of Mankind. That's where they peaked. That one is a small classic. It's fairly personal. Production is much better. I tend to like that one album a lot, but that's pretty much all the good music Cancer has been able to produce in their career. I'd rather not mention that abomination which goes by the name of Black Faith, as well as the albums that follow, The Spirit in Flames. Both are absolutely plain terrible. If you really have to listen to Cancer, then by all means go with To the Gory End and Death Shall Rise. The later stuff is just abysmal. Saw them live once and I was not impressed. A pretty boring live show as well. So yeah, Cancer, not a band I will regret selling. Next up, Watain. Tonight we raise our cups and toast in angels' blood. I mean, oh my goodness! Like, and people still ask me why I lost my interest in black metal. How can you possibly take an album title like that seriously? I mean, there's no way. There's no possible way. Okay, so this is basically Watain performing on Bathory songs. It's a live album where they decided to play only Bathory tunes. The selection fell for songs from the first four albums. It's a collector's item, limited to 1,300 copies only. My own one, 1,087. Of course, it sells for quite a lot of bucks these days. Presentation layout wise, nothing to complain about it. There is this cool poster if you're into, odd looking sweets posing in extremely cringe ways. Black metal militia, yeah, very scared. And then there is the LP itself, which was of course pressed at GZ, not a guarantee for good sound quality. And then there is this whole ass rant by the band explaining why they decided to cover just those songs and not other ones. I gotta say, I have way better things in my life to do than reading why a bunch of underdeveloped midgets from Sweden decided to cover some Bathory songs instead of others. I mean, I didn't even read this whole speech when I acquired the album, and I'm certainly not going to do so. It is what it is. I mean, if you like black metal, I do understand this is an album you want to have in your collection, but I myself, I kind of lost any interest in this kind of stuff. Like, the philosophy behind it is so bloody brain dead. I mean, I fail to believe how anyone older than 20 can fall for this crap. I mean, the whole satanic, the whole, that all bullshit just doesn't make any sense to me. It's so bloody ridiculous. I don't want to, necessarily diss them over that. If you are into that, I mean, we have freedom of choice, but to me, that's just incredibly dumb philosophy life, which I have no longer any kind of respect for. Last and certainly not least, Merciless in the realm of the dark demo tape. Now, this is a killer 7 inches EP. I don't know, it's upside down. This is actually their 1988 demo tape, released by no one else than Thomas Nyquist, who was the guy behind the early incarnation on No Fashion Records. You might remember the label that released the first Marduk, the first Bestial Summoning, the first Fester, Unanimated, whatever albums. When he ran out of business with that label, don't remember if it was like bankrupt or something, he came up with this short-lived, don't think they're still around, Iron Fist Productions, a small independent label, and put out this pretty nice rare release of the Merciless demo tape from 1988. He also did the Behind the Black Door. Was it called Behind the Black Door, the previous one? I think so. Anyway, the 4 songs, oops, I hope I didn't destroy it because I sold it, so the new owner will probably not be very happy to find a record that's destroyed. No, it's still in mint conditions. The 4 songs that are contained on this EP are actually pretty killer, and they also ended up in the debut LP, The Awakening, courtesy of Death Like Silence Productions, in a much worse way, because I tend to like the demo songs much better than the versions they were recorded in the full-length album. For some reason, the guitars are much rawer and much more aggressive on this EP, on this demo, as compared to the LP itself, which is kind of weird because I suppose they had a much bigger budget, but it is what it is. I don't know who the producer was. Probably the band itself, I have no idea, but fact is the songs on this demo tape sound absolutely killer. If you're a fan of the band, this is definitely an EP you want to have in your own collection. I have no idea if it was released, probably so. This is the very first pressing, and it goes for like 50-60 euro. My own copy sold for 60 euro, so not even that expensive, all things considered. Absolutely killer dash of music if you're into this kind of stuff. It sounds way less creator-like than it did on the Awakening LP, and the production again is crispier for some reason, way more powerful and aggressive. So yeah, try to look up for a copy. It's definitely recommended, just like the previous, the Behind the Black Door one, but this one is where Merciless, in my opinion, peaked. This and Unbound, absolutely great pieces of death metal. So guys, that does it for this episode. Let me know down in the comments if you own any of these records, if you share my opinion about Carcass. Yeah, Carcass. Carcass is indeed a great band. Cancer, not so much. Yeah, let me know what you think about Cancer. Of course, you will disagree with me because my controversial opinions at this point have got under people's skin quite a lot, so I'm expecting more flaming. Feel free to do so. Try to be respectful if possible. And keep it tuned for the next episode. Till the next time, keep it loud and heavy as always.